So, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Susanna Alto, and I will be telling you a little bit about background of EIT Food, and my colleague here will tell you about collaboration through innovation. What do you think about that at EIT Food? Over 200 billion people are currently overweight, while 800 million are undernourished. Only 3.4% of all EU startups are in the food industry. Up to 35% of children under age of 5 are affected by overweight globally. Locally sourced grass-fed beef might have lower environmental impact than plant-based food commodities. We aim to lead the way in implementing nutrition strategies that target cardiovascular conditions and diabetes, emphasizing the role of diet in prevention of chronic diseases. These are our drivers, motivators, commitments, and the reason of our existence at EIT Food. We are the world's largest food innovation community, supported by the European Commission, set up 2017. In order to bring all the European stakeholders together to drive the food system level transformation. Our vision is a world where everyone enjoys sustainable, safe, and healthy food with trust and fairness from farm to fork. Our role is to unite agri-food players and accelerate innovation to transform the whole food system. Everything we do at EIT Food is based on our 3 missions, and we work around these missions together with our community. The first mission, through healthier lives through food, we address nutrition-related chronic disease. We aim to increase the uptake of balanced, sustainable, and healthy diets while ensuring that they are viable for the industry at scale. Net Zero Food System is about the actions in sustainability and climate change, which we address through regenerative agriculture practices, circular economy principles, and innovation. And the third is about consumer trust, scarcity, and transparency. We operate and connect organizations and key players across the food value chain for impact across Europe. And here you can see our locations. As I mentioned before, we are leading the world's largest food innovation community, and this slide really demonstrates how diverse and rich our community is. We bring together industry partners, startups, research centers, and universities. We are transforming the food system through 4 different enables. We call these pillars. This is what we do, our activities, and how you can get involved in our work. Education is about giving people the knowledge and skills they need to be the leaders in the food system transformation. Innovation is about bringing together various stakeholders to create a collaborative environment where ideas can be shared and innovative solutions can be developed to address the challenges. For example, we do this through our soft funding instrument, Impact Funding Framework. Our public engagement is about educating the public and about uncovering and addressing issues within the food industry. Our public affairs team is working closely within the European Commission to influence the future of food at the EU level. Entrepreneurship is about our flagship programs that support startups from early stage until scale. And here you can see our entrepreneurship flagship programs. These are the backbone of how we do our driver venture programs, from seed to scale. And they are the business of our corporate venturing, which Latif is going to shortly tell you a little bit more about. All in all, these programs have supported 549 promising startups and scale-ups since 2018. The Food Accelerator program in the middle is a theme-based program delivered through 6 unique innovation hubs across Europe. And here you can see the themes and locations for 2025. The applications for these flagship programs are opening on Thursday, And behind this link, EIT Food Entrepreneurship, you can already apply. We have a new program, Fast Track to Market. It's an acceleration program with the goal of creating immediate impact by bringing your products and services to market if you're a startup that works within our 3 missions. The application period ends on the 26th of November. Our strengths. Here is some specific stats from the Nordic flagship programs. We have supported over 190 startups in the Nordics alone since 2018. And next, my colleague Matis.
Thank you, Susanna. Hope you can hear me. Before I joined the EIT corporate venture team, I was working as a corporate finance and early stage investor in the food system, but also in other places. But most recently, I actually was a food tech entrepreneur and learned, not the hard way I would say, I learned the way of how to collaborate with the corporate industry to drive innovation through market in a fast pace. An example for this was when we approached 7-Eleven, which was probably selling 25% of all the hot dogs in Sweden. We managed through collaboration to increase their sales with 20% while adding, a good plant-based solution that really fit the customer need. And it all started with the proof of concept project together and the continuous R&D work. I think the innovation game has changed. This report from Capgemini and MIT showed the impact startups have today in the corporate innovation game. And even though we had a lot of good collaborations with the corporates, we could have had so many more. I know countless times we came to corporates without a clear open innovation agenda, without any real idea of how to work with startups. And I think if there is, could be a more clear way and align internal strategy among these corporates, there would be a lot more good collaborations getting out to markets. And I think in order to solve the big challenges you all have heard about during these talks in our food system, innovation is key, but I really believe that scaling them is key. And an open innovation strategy within corporates is a good start. I think you can look on other industries to get inspiration. I think food industry has been quite slow on adapting open innovation and looking into startups on solving big challenges and using collaboration in between them. This data comes from 1,000 companies that all do above $1 billion in revenue, and they all have open innovation strategies actively working with them. And I think it's pretty clear from the responses that it really brings, a benefit to the corporates and actually provides, big value. Here's some more data from more specific what they get from these open innovation programs. It's everything from increasing revenue to attracting talent. There we go. When we work with corporates, we usually start with this slide. I think this is a way to kind of view the open innovation toolbox. Looking, in the far left, you can see the more limited resource commitment by the corporates, and then, of course, engaging in both the axles. Some of the questions we usually start with is asking them to kind of picture why do you want to collaborate with startups, what are the outcomes you are looking for, and what are the resources you have available within your team or within your organization addressed to pure collaborations with startups in different ways. I think this slide also shows it's data from mainly European startups, right? So only European startups in this data. You can see Siemens being the top leader among corporates working with startup collaborations. In the top 50, there are 9 or 8 companies within food and ag, which says, that there is quite much that we still can do that's still not done within this industry. Once we launched our corporate venturing services at EIT Food 2022, I've seen really firsthand, how we can help and how corporates can manage to increase their level of innovation through startups. And I really hope that it will become a more prevalent action within the food and ag industry. I also think this is a very interesting slide, and it says quite much and brings a new perspective on what collaboration actually can bring. Normally when we talk with corporates, they look at these many of them are very engaged in their internal R&D efforts, right? They can control it, it's something they can steer. They maybe not look outside what really these collaborations can bring for value to them. The last 10 years, there's been a huge increase in the venture capital funding within food. And looking on Siemens, then obviously this is not food, but Siemens has had 2022 an R&D budget of $5 billion. If you count the number of startup relationships, and this is probably a low figure, they had 453. The combined funding that the startups had was over $20 billion. This is, in one way, a way to extend your R&D budget in a really smart way, while gaining other benefits as well. But again, how can you tap into this, and why am I talking about this? We did a challenge a couple of months ago with Mars Pet Care, which is probably one of the biggest players in this whole ecosystem. This is usually how the methodology looks for when we do a challenge. We help them to define what the challenge and how it should be worded in order to get the results they want. We do an outreach, and again, I think this is the best secret with EIT. It's just a huge network and a huge reach, really. So we do an outreach, we help them with the selection, and this is the results. This was I just started 3 months ago, so this was one of the first projects I was involved in, and I was really astonished by the results we got, and this was something also Mars Pet Care. I think we were 7 or 8 people within that project from them, from head of R&D down to the whole value chain, and we really got some incredible potential innovations for this big challenge of them to valorize cellulose and other byproducts to actual food. So very efficient process, good outcome, and through collaboration again. Honestly, I didn't even know EIT Food existed before I started here, and then I was in the kind of industry. So I really think, we talk a lot about what we have education, we have everything, but I think that the easiest way really is to just talk with me or Susanna. It's a huge organization, huge resources, and I'm sure we can help you to find, a value, either if you're a startup or a corporate. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you bring some new knowledge to